The Trickery of the Fingers of the Evil God, The Revenge of Ulu. Chapter 1, Parasitic Fate, Becoming the Evil God's Finger. The night is like ink, and the neon lights of the city flicker with a cold glow. Ye Chen crossed by accident, but instead of becoming a legendary hero, he became a strange evil god finger. This finger is not an ordinary organ, but a mysterious existence with the power to twist people's hearts. The gears of fate turned quickly, and he possessed a priest in the abyss, Yu. Ulu was dressed in grey clerical robes, his face haggard, and his expression was full of humiliation and helplessness. He was in a dark corner behind the church, as if ready to bow to the darkness at any moment. Ye Chen felt the bitterness and powerlessness in Ulu's heart. Ulu was once a pure priest, but because of a political conspiracy, he was framed by the church and the city-state hierarchy, lost all dignity and status, and was even ruthlessly humiliated by Luji, the leader of the hypocrisy. Yu was physically and mentally exhausted, and his eyes were hollow. Ye Chen, who was fingered by the evil god, secretly bewitched him. Do you want revenge? Use my strength to crush the hypocritical abuser Luji. Chapter 2, The Power of Rebirth, A Pact with the Evil God. Yu slowly looked up, a glimmer of light in his eyes that he hadn't seen for a long time. He had been desperate for a long time, and the power of the evil god's finger was like a ray of light. Can you really help me get revenge? Yu asked softly. Ye Chen sneered, as long as you are willing to sign a contract with me, there is no revenge in this world that you can't get back. Yu gripped his fingers with a trembling hand, and in an instant darkness enveloped the entire church. Spiritual power erupted in Yu's body, and he felt unprecedented power, and at the same time, his heart began to become cold and gloomy. The contract was concluded, and Yu was no longer who he used to be. He has become the spokesman of the evil gods, possessing the magic power of the shadows in the hearts of the people, ready to cause a storm in this corrupt city. Chapter 3, Shadow Revenge, Luji's Conspiracy. Luji, the leader of light in this city-state, is outwardly charitable, but secretly cruel and ruthless. He used the power of the church and politics to control the people and send dissent to hell. Yu decides to start with Luji's henchmen. He uses the psychic charm bestowed by the fingers of the evil god to slowly disintegrate Luji's supporters, making them suspicious and betrayal each other. An inside-out conspiracy begins to ferment. Yu silently controls the shadows, trapping Luji in an elaborate trap. However, Luji was not easy to follow, and he secretly arranged multiple defenses, and even sent assassins to hunt down Yu. Chapter 4, Memories of the Past, Yu's Inner Heart. Yu is not a ruthless demon god. He is often caught up in memories, and the painful past is with him. He remembered the day he was framed, the indifference of the church, the sneer of Luji, and the tears of his own helplessness. He remembered that the people who had believed in him were now strangers. The power of the god's fingers is growing, but at the same time it is eating away at his soul. Am I getting revenge, or am I destroying myself? Ulu asked himself. Ye Chen replied in his heart, only by crushing the hypocrisy can you save yourself. Chapter 5, Turning the Tide, the Power to Get Out of Control. During an assassination attempt, Ulu accidentally revealed his identity, and Luji's men besieged him in the church. The power of the god's fingers exploded, and the shadows devoured everything like a tidal wave. But the power was uncontrollable, and Yu's body was in intense pain, as if it was about to be consumed. In the midst of the crisis, a mysterious woman appears, Elena, who claims to be an ancient guardian with the power to balance darkness and light. Elena came to the rescue and told Yu, this power is a curse, and only by controlling the demons can you truly take revenge. Chapter 6, The Demon of the Heart, Breaking into a Butterfly. Guided by Elena, Yu enters the trials of the demons, a void of illusion and fear. He encounters the dark side of himself, the self that was destroyed by humiliation, and the self who was accused by the hand of the evil gods. After painful struggles and self-talk, Yu finally learns to accept his weaknesses and merge the power of the god's fingers with his beliefs to become a new force. He is no longer just an avenger, but wants to bring true justice to the city. Chapter 7, The Final Showdown, The Clash of Good and Evil. Yu returns to the real world for the final showdown with Luji. Luji gathers the last of his forces and prepares to end the storm. The two fought to the death in the city-state square, where shadows and light intertwined, and the sound shook the sky. Ulu uses the power of the new fusion to expose Luji's hypocrisy and crimes, and overthrow him once and for all. At the same time, he touched some of Luji's supporters with love and forgiveness, giving the city hope of rebirth. Chapter 8, The Dawn of Rebirth. The Dawn of Rebirth. The battle ended, and the city gradually returned to calm. Yu unleashes the curse of the evil god's finger and becomes a true guardian. He no longer relied on the forces of evil, but guarded the people with faith and wisdom. Ye Chen's soul was relieved at the last moment, leaving a sentence: the real power lies not in destruction, but in change. Yu stared at the morning light, knowing in his heart that this was just the beginning of a new chapter. Chapter 9, The Dark Tide Rises. The Challenge of the New Order. Kester City has just undergone a sea change, with the old corrupt power stripped away and Ulu becoming the guardian of the people. However, the darkness did not disappear because of this. In the shadows of the city-state, there is still a restless force quietly gathering, the Red Eye Order. It is an ancient secret organization that worships the evil god Lauren, dedicated to restoring the glory of the evil god and rejecting the power of Uru to merge with light. The leader of the Order of the Red Eyes is a mysterious man in a red robe, Serena. His face was covered in flame-like red streaks, and his gaze was as hot and dangerous as flames. Saluna was the dark strategist behind Luji, and after Luji's downfall, he secretly led the order to grow in power. Uru, do you think you can stop the real darkness? Saluna sneered and said to his followers, the power of Lorraine will baptize the city and make us the masters. Ulu sensed a new threat, and he understood that the fight was far from over. This time, he will face a more complex and dangerous enemy than in the past. Chapter 10, The Crack of Trust. Elena's Secret. Uru approached Elena in the hope that she would help defend against the attacks of the Order of the Red Eye. But Elena's attitude became unusually cold. Uru, darkness is never completely dispelled, and even sometimes darkness itself is a necessary balance. Elena spoke with hesitation. During a late-night conversation, Uru stumbles upon Elena's true identity. She is an ancient guardian of Lorraine's powers, but she is also monitoring Uru's movements to make sure he is not completely controlled by the god's fingers. Elena was silent for a moment, and finally said, I must balance the darkness and the light to protect the world from being destroyed by both forces. You are the key to this balance. Trust between the two begins to falter, and Elena's mystery leaves Uru confused. He must decide whether to continue to rely on her or face the coming storm alone. Chapter 11, Shadow Hunt, Serena's Operation. Serena sends elite killers called the Shadow Blade Squad, with the goal of assassinating Uru and destroying his newly established church stronghold. Ulu was ambushed during a peace negotiation. The members of the Shadow Blade team are all athletic and adept at using shadows and traps, which has put Uru in danger for a while. However, Uru countered with the power of shadows, coordinated with Ye Chen's mind, and repelled the enemies one by one. This thrilling battle made Uru's reputation even louder, and it also made the Red-Eyed Order even more jealous of him. However, Ulu knows this is just the beginning, and the real challenge is yet to come. Chapter 12, The Pain of Betrayal. The Wavering of Believers. As the war intensified, the hearts of the people of Kester City began to waver. Fear and pressure led some believers to question Ulu's beliefs and methods. What hurts Uru the most is that his most trusted deputy, the young priest Seals, is deceived by Serena's lust and fear, and betrays him. Sears is secretly contacting the Order of the Red Eye in an attempt to dismantle Uru's forces from within. I believe in power, but no longer believe in your path. Sears said coldly. Isolated like never before, Uru began to wonder if the path he was taking could really bring light. underscore 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 un. Chapter 13, The True Meaning of Adversity. Ulu's Choice. Ulu searches for answers in solitude. Elena leads him to an ancient ruin, where Lorraine once faced off against the gods of light. In the depths of the ruins, they found an ancient scroll that recorded the true meaning of power and faith. True strength comes from accepting one's own darkness and light, and only with forgiveness and firmness can one break the curse and usher in a new life. Ulu is determined that he will no longer just fight for revenge, but for the future of the entire city. He personally sought out Sears and gave him a chance at forgiveness and redemption, an act that shocked the entire force. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14, The Last Dawn, The Battle of the Red Eye Order. The Red Eye Order launches a general attack, and Kester City is in flames. URU leads loyal followers and allies in a fierce confrontation with Saluna and the Shadowblade team. During the battle, Elena reveals her true power, joining forces with URU to unleash the divine power of fusing light and darkness. The power of Serena's gods collided with them head-on, flames and shadows intertwined into a picture of the apocalypse. Eventually, URU defeated Serena with a fusion of faith and strength, and the Order of the Red Eyes was completely dismantled. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15, Guardian of the New Age. Ulu's Promise. Kester rebuilt after the war to be more solid and peaceful. URU becomes a true guardian, no longer an avenger driven by darkness, but a guide who balances light and darkness. Elena stays by his side, and the two work together to safeguard the city's future. URU faced the morning light, his eyes shining with determination. I promise that no matter how darkness invades, I will protect this land until the last moment,